In an emergency, you will need to contact the emergency services by phoning them on either 999 or 112. Only call either of these numbers in an emergency. There are other numbers to call for less urgent situations. The operator will ask which service you require: police, fire, or ambulance. In the UK, these services are all separate, but for emergencies, they all use the same call centre and operators. If more than one service is required, for example, a serious car crash may require an ambulance, fire, and police services, you only need to make one call. The operator will alert any additional services. The operator will need some information from you. You will need to tell them what has happened so they can decide which services may be needed. They will also need to know your location: town, street, house number, and if possible, a postcode. You may be asked to stay on the line. Depending on the situation, the operator may want to give you some instructions to keep you safe, or, for example, to tell you how you can help an injured person until an ambulance arrives. It is important that you stay calm so that you can help until the emergency services get to you. The call centre staff may not speak your first language. If possible, get someone who can understand and speak English to make the call. This will speed things up. Of course, this may not be possible. The call centres can contact translators, but they will need to know which language they need this for, and it will take them extra time to link into the translation service. If you are on a motorway, emergency phones are located every mile. These link directly to an emergency response centre. You can also use these if you have a breakdown and don't have a membership of a recovery service. Every 100 metres along the motorway, there is a small marker post. The post has an arrow showing the direction of the nearest phone. Each post is also numbered. Make a note of the number. The call centre can use that number to identify exactly where on the motorway you are. Only use the 999 or 112 service in an emergency. If your situation is less urgent, then use 101 to call the police. You can use this number to report a burglary or other incident that has happened but is not currently taking place. For medical advice, call 111. You will connect to a call centre where you can explain the patient's symptoms and get advice on what to do next. If you are calling about a mental health related crisis situation, then still call 111. You will need option 2 from the choices offered. This will put you in contact with the first response service for mental health crisis, who will be able to talk to you and assess the support you need. Translators are available for this service. Have you thought what would happen if you had an accident or sudden illness? Would you want someone to be contacted to let them know? If you have a mobile phone, you should create a contact called ICE. In English, the letters ICE stand for in case of emergency. Add in the phone number of whoever you would like to be told if you are in an accident. The ICE number can be accessed by paramedics even if your phone is locked. Adding an ICE number to your contacts will make things easier for the emergency services and help your relatives and friends should the worst happen. If you're an EU citizen, you're entitled to an EHIT card, which gives emergency cover in the public health services of other EU countries. This is very useful when travelling anywhere in the EU. It is useful to take out insurance to cover the costs of any medical problems which arise if you're travelling in other countries. Search online to see the options which are available and compare prices. Most UK-based insurances will expect that you have an EHIT card and make use of it in an emergency, if at all possible. This is because it allows them to keep premiums cheaper than would otherwise be the case. If you are ordinarily resident in the UK, you can apply for your EHIT card in the UK. If you are ordinarily resident in another EU country, then you must apply to that country's healthcare system. Full information can be found online at the address on the screen. You need to apply for a separate card for each family member. The cards are free, so avoid any sites which ask for payment.